Ladies and gentlemen, we're very, very happy to have with us today the Vice CDF, the Vice Chief of Defence, sorry sir. And it's my honour to present him. Air Marshal Mark Binskin.
I'll push it back a bit. Sir Lawrence, always a pleasure to see you. And thank you for commenting on the bands. I'm sure Major General Slater will take that comment back to Chief of Army. It's always good that the bands actually choose good patrons to be able to push their cause. Sorry, mate. It gives me great pleasure to be here as the Vice Chief of Defence Force on the Reserve Forces Day function. I've done many before as the Chief of Air Force, but this is the first time in my new role where I am responsible for reserves and cadets across the Australian Defence Force. And as we've just discussed, the reserves do predate Federation. And I thank you for that great history lesson too on the Boer War. As an aviator, it's always good for me to learn more about the ground forces. Don't tell Chief of Army that thing. The Royal Balloon Corps. A stealthy fighter, nonetheless. With predating Federation, where each of the states maintained locally based naval and army militia. And these forces served in the Sudan, in China during the Boxer Rebellion, and as we've just heard, in South Africa during the Boer War. And interestingly, as we discussed also, the reserves who fought in the Boer War left New South Wales as representatives of their colony and returned as Australian soldiers after Australia had celebrated its nationhood on the 1st of January 1901. Today, 47,500 reservists continue to be an integral part of what the ADF does and contribute across the full scope of the defence capability. Every ship that sails, every Air Force squadron that deploys, and every Army deployment has reservists as an integral part of their team and the work that they do, again, globally. The Reserve is now providing the greatest level of support to operations that it has done since World War II. And many have deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, East Timor, Solomon Islands, and a multitude of other areas, including border protection in Northern Australia. They've also been used to provide support and reaction to humanitarian and natural disasters, both at home and abroad. And we should be very proud of their achievement. I know I am. And to further this level of support, the government has committed Defence to enhance the existing humanitarian assistance and disaster relief capabilities, mainly within the Army part of the Reserve. Australian Defence Force reservists, through their civil qualifications, employment and experience, gain skills and knowledge outside the ADF environment, which have the potential to bring a wide range of new opportunities to Defence, and also to add significantly to our already good capability. Earlier on this year, we set up the Civil Skills Database project, which really began in earnest in about the February-March timeframe, when every active and specialist reserve was mailed an information pack explaining how to complete an online survey and the benefits of us being able to collect that data of all those skills that our reservists have. And I have to tell you, I've already benefited from that skills database in the last couple of weeks when we were searching for reservists with Japanese skills, Japanese language skills. So it's already being used today and can only get better for our integration of reserves into the ADF. Looking to the future, you may be aware that there's a plan called Plan Suakin, if I've said that right. And we're examining the reserve employment model to better align capability requirements and employment conditions across the reserves. Plan Suakin is being developed in consultation with a wide range of stakeholders. Importantly, these are internal and external stakeholders. In a broad perspective, the reserve reform agenda, of which Plan Suakin is a part of, seeks to deliver a range of employment options to better match the changing civilian-military work-life balance of the current and future reserve force, a simplified and streamlined full-time to part-time employment spectrum matched to the ADF's capability requirements, greater opportunities to use a range of military and non-military skills to enhance capability, and as a part of the total force, an optimised balance of full-time and part-time ADF personnel who provide integrated capability. Now, this work is likely to be seminal in shaping the future direction of the reserves and is already well underway in Navy and Air Force. It's important that the reserves are acknowledged as a part of the ADF. They are integrated into operations and training, administration and logistics. And continuing that integration is an imperative for us all. Navy, Army and Air Force are actively working towards achieving the ADF's total force and ambitions, while ensuring that reserve service is reflective of the contemporary employment that we require. Now, I remain thankful of the commitment and ethic of service that our reservists share with their peers throughout the Australian Defence Force. They make a vital contribution to the Defence Force, the defence of our nation and our national interests. And I must say, we never forget that. So to all the reservists and all those that have been reservists, thank you to you all. But more importantly, I want to thank their families and their employers for letting them do what they do, which is a great service to our nation. Thank you very much.